Hello guys, the countdown is over. Hello and welcome to Vaidya's Chess Hub. And today we are going to deal with something very interesting and something totally different. We are going to talk about how to use a tool that is free and useful for students. It will be useful for chess. It will also be very useful for your academic purposes, and it will be absolutely free. There are no conditions apply, nothing like that. Simple to use and very resource rich tool. We are going to talk about the OpenBoard today. Let's first, as usual, start with some greetings here. We are joined, we have Sagar with us. Very good. Sagar, welcome. We have Jai here, who is our moderator. You can call him whatever. Itesh is here. Itesh will have some role to play today because Itesh, I hope that you've learned about it during our English class. But of course, you will learn, probably it will be a good recap for you. Plus, you'll learn a few additional features. Dishain is here. Dishain, it will be useful for you as well. I'm saying not just for chess, but even for your academics. Very good evening, Saurish. It's corrected his spelling, by the way. And we have Mohit. After some time, he was watching the videos offline later. Good to know Mohit is here finally. Mohit, remember today's video is going to be very interesting, or rather the session is going to be very interesting. Very good evening to you, Radesh. And Mohit is quick to say that he's here to say hi, hello, but he'll say this later. No problem, you can watch this later, but do make sure that you take proper notes, okay? Namish is here, hello. And Jay has made a point that he finished first out of 425th in a tournament. Congratulations, Jay. Now this one is for you. This is only for our dear Jay. Heartiest congratulations, Jay. You're doing a very good job. But by the way, do send it on the Telegram as well. Jay has really done something amazing. I'm very impressed with that. And then congratulatory messages follow by Saurish, by Sagar, and it must be in the under 1500 hourly tournament, I think. Falak is here. Falak, today something new, something for chess as well as studies. Guys, make sure if you have any questions, you can put them on the chat, or in the chat rather. Namish, you're welcome. Yes, and Jaya says that it was for the under 1500. But Jay, that means that you are a very strong player at the under 1500s. Your next target should be 1800. That is how we normally proceed with things, okay? Yeah, fantastic, guys. We have a lot of messages today. Arya Mahakal is here. Harsh Koth is here. Our very own Ant-Man is here. Ayush, today you will learn something new, something nice about the OpenBoard. It says, yes, he remembers that we've done this in the English class. And Vihang is here. Again, some seniors can use this. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, important years. So we are going to deal with this. I'm sure that Vihang, you can also go ahead and type any doubts that you have. This is an excellent tool, guys. This is the OpenBoard, and there is no doubt that you would love this. Rayan says you're watching this on TV. And Jai acknowledging everybody's congratulations for the brilliant achievement. Vihang also is appreciating him. Purvesh is here. Hey Purvesh, how are you? I think we are joined in also by Granth Utekar. Says, hello sir, Granth here. Good to see everybody is on time so that I don't have to repeat stuff. Because if you miss it, then you will just miss it. Now this is the one that we are talking about. I repeat that should you have any doubt, you should always type this in the chat. The one that we are talking about is, the tool that we are talking about is the OpenBoard. Okay, O capital, B capital, OpenBoard, just the way I've typed it in the description. Now I'm probably going to use it myself and show that to you. But this is how the interface looks. It is very easy to use. What you do is, of course, you're allowed to write with the stylus. Now, what is a stylus? Let me show you what a stylus is. This is a stylus. The writing pad is what I have, so I use it to write it. But do not worry, if you don't have the stylus, does that mean that this application is of no use to you? Hey, not at all. you can actually go ahead and type. And that is perfectly fine because I also got my stylus only recently. I also always go ahead and type. Okay, it is BOARD, and that's the first thing I'm going to show you now, the spelling. Okay, now how to type this? You would see that there is this icon here which says A and then the cursor sign. You click on that and then you can click anywhere on the board wherever it is that you wish to type. Now, the moment you click it, there is a text box that opens, and I'm going to type the first thing for you, and that is going to be the spelling. So this is the app. You can always stretch the box. If the font is a little bigger, it requires more space. Plus, you can drag it and keep it and position it anywhere you want. So let's say this is my first point today. So I'm going to put it as number 1, and again I'm going to drag it because it should be aligned properly. There you have it. Now, what are these buttons that you see here on the text box? It's very important, guys, you follow this. Okay, what are these options that you have? So here you have the option which is a drop down kind of an arrow, and then you can lock it. What do we mean by that? Now, if you see, guys, I can actually move it anywhere. As I mentioned, you can position it and keep it anywhere you want. Okay, so whatever text you have typed, let's say you are annotating a game, or in studies you are typing your notes, you're preparing some science notes, grammar notes, geography with maps or something. I'll come to the images and PDF files later. So you have this lock feature that will disable this kind of movement everywhere. So let's say that I'll erase this one, and I will now treat this as a heading. So let's do this. So this will be our heading. With the plus and minus buttons, of course, you can decrease the font, you can increase the font, and you can also change color with this wheel here just by selecting everything. You go here, you select the color of your choice. Let's give it a big nice red color, and there you have it. Now if I lock this, let me first position where I want it. Let's say I want it here right at the top, and if I click on the lock button here, now if you see I hover my mouse, it won't move. The written part, the text will not move anywhere. So it's gotten itself, it's stationed itself there. It will be a very interesting tool for you guys to create your own notes very effectively. May that be chess, may that be your studies. Very important. OpenBoard is the name of this tool. I have typed it on the screen for you. Okay, it's OpenBoard. If you Google this, just all you need to do is type OpenBoard and you will have that. That's openboard.ch. But first, before you go ahead and download it, I want you to attend the lecture today. Let's go ahead and download it after today's live session, because there are so many rich features here and absolutely free. There is no hidden cost. It's not like some features will be hidden and later on you'll have to buy a subscription. You know, normally such things happen. This is 100% free. Use it the way you want it for whatever purposes. You have a sort of your notes, your notebook, your whiteboard, planning board, whatever it is that you want to use it for. Pooja ma'am likes that totally. Now that you know the name and now you know how to type, let me show you what else you can do with the text. Now let's say this is our heading and you want to type more. Now you don't have to go to the text again. What you simply can do is use this arrow here that you can see my cursor is hovering over there, and create a nice duplicate. Look at that. Now just created a new duplicate, and now I have gotten another one for me. See this duplicated? It's just as simple as that. Now you can go ahead and you can station it anywhere you want again. Now I'm going to start typing my notes here. So let's say I'm going to, remember we had locked this, so I'm going to unlock it by the same drop down things. And then I'm going to change it to the black color now, because now I want to take my standard notes or make my standard notes. So my first point is absolutely free. That's my first point. I can go about decreasing the font, increasing the font. I mentioned that already. Not just that, if I select everything, I can change the font itself. You can see now you've got a big list here, and I can go about selecting any font that I want. And let's say I want to go for something stylish. So let's say I'm going to use this one here, and it looks cool. It's like as if it's handwritten or something like that. So that's my first point there, that it is 100% absolutely free. Again, what you can do is take help also from Itesh and Jay. Jay has probably given the link for which Vyang is saying thank you. Jay has done that. Vyang is saying thank you, Jay, for doing that. Itesh says I downloaded it yesterday because Itesh knows it. He's also my student for English. So he already started using this. Okay. Now what else can you do with this? What else you can do is, I've told you already the lock feature, the decreasing font, increasing font. You can also go for the quick alignment. Like, do you want it on the left? Do you want it center aligned? Do you want it to be aligned on the right hand side? Whatever it is that you want, you can do that. Once you're happy with it, as usual, you can drag it. And as seen earlier, you can go ahead and lock this so that, it won't move now. Now it won't move at all. I have made it very clear that I'm not using the stylus because I assume that you don't have the stylus to use. This software works perfectly okay if you just rely on your typing skill. Okay. The first point is that it is absolutely free. Now, what else? Let's start. The explanation on all those features that you see on the screen. Number one, you have got this pen tool. Now this pen tool will be very useful if you have the stylus. I'm just going to show you the difference between this one and, let's say, if I were to use my stylus to write down my name. Here it is. And well, that's actually a cool feature, but if you don't have the stylus, now you can go ahead and just type it the way I typed it without using the stylus. I'm just showing you that there are various colors that you can select. If you are good at using your mouse, you can go ahead and use your mouse for that purpose. You can also increase or decrease the size of the pen tool, so the lines can be thicker or thinner the way you want. There is this red button, the red ink for the teachers. I can't tell you how useful that is for teachers, especially. If you remember, guys, some days earlier, I think a couple of weeks earlier, we did this beautiful session where I sent the chess notes on PDF on our Telegram channel. Guys, let me know if you realize that, yeah? So the thing is, those PDF notes are also created using OpenBoard. Now, I might share the secret with you. So this is how it is extremely useful. Okay. Now, what if you want to erase all this? Okay. What if you want to erase everything that I have written? Now, you will see here that you've got this eraser tool. Look at where my mouse is, hovering. Or even better, I can use this laser pointer. Now, you see here, I'm pointing it with a laser. You see here? That's the cursor. Exactly. So now I can use this to erase everything that I have actually done using my stylus. Wherever you've put the ink, you can go ahead and erase everything. However, this eraser won't work for something that you have typed, and Hitesh probably knows about this. Why is this OpenBoard not getting erased? Because that was not written using the stylus. That was simply typed. So that is the point to note, that it won't be deleted because you've not used the stylus for that. That is an important point to note. So go ahead and use the typing tool. I assume that you don't have the stylus, so I also will not go ahead and use the stylus. Let me show you the maximum usage using only the mouse. You see that there's this hand feature, guys. Okay, you see that there's this hi-fi kind of a hand thing here. Yeah. So the point is, I am going to use this and I'm going to actually hover this and drag the entire notebook page. It is very important that you understand how the pointer works and the hand works. So anytime you want to shift, this is like the infinite whiteboard. You can just go about it. But I suggest that you type within these borders. You can see that there are these gray borders. You can go ahead and type within the page. I suggest that. But just for some reason, if you want to drag and drop, you can do that using this hi-fi kind of a symbol. Again, when you go to this pointer, you can go about selecting the objects on the screen. If you are wondering, by the way, Hitesh, thank you for go ahead and thank you for typing that. If it is typed, it says it can't be deleted. Not that it can't be deleted, it doesn't get erased. That is what the point is. Okay, it doesn't get erased. So what if you want to remove something that you have typed? All you have to do for that is to click and then you have this cross button here. You can just go ahead and use the cross button. And by the way, if you are wondering, sir, it's been some time we didn't click on the save button, here is the biggest news. Everything gets auto saved. I'm saying it again. Everything that you will type, all the chess notes, your academic notes, your exam papers, memos, even your diary. I'm sure some of you may have the habit of writing a diary or maybe using a planner, like what do you want to do tomorrow, what is your week's plan, whatever it is. You can also have the chess diagram saved. Copy that immediately from the leeches and stuff and put it into the folder. So the thing is, everything gets auto saved. You don't have to separately hit on any save button. Let me know if that is a super cool feature. Itesh, thank you again. It's helping everybody. Okay, everything gets auto saved. You don't have to click on any separate kind of a save button. There's no need to do that whatsoever. All right, let's move on to the other features now. So what do you see here? Now guys, sometimes you need to draw a line, and at times drawing a straight line can be a big issue. Let me show that. Even if I use the pen tool, my stylus, a straight line normally, it always deviates. You see, it's never, you don't get it perfectly straight. Look at what has happened there. That is not a straight line. Give me a break. So let me go ahead and erase this. Again, the eraser tool, and I'm going to erase it. The open board will not be erased. I repeat, because it was not done using the pen. We just typed it. Okay, so now what happens? You see here, down here, there is this line icon. You click on that. You select what underline color you want. Let's say I want this in green color. Let's take the blue color to look more realistic like a pen, and you just drag this, and now you get a dead straight line. Some comments on that, people, some comments on that. Now this is absolutely remarkable. Now that's a damn straight line, yeah, without worrying about whether it will go haywire, this or that. You just had a perfect straight line, horizontal line there. You can even draw a straight line, vertical one. It becomes very, very easy to do that with that tool. Okay, remember guys, you can download it, but make sure that you start using it after this lecture. First of all, you have to understand how to use this. Imagine how useful this will be for your school and chess purposes. I have not even showed you all the features. Wait, hold on, we have time. Even Vihang, you should listen to this, because even so Saumitra and you, the 9th standard students, Harsh Koth is college student, all of you can utilize this. Harsh Koth, some comments, waiting for you guys to comment on this. After this lecture, you can go ahead and explore and do some things on your own, but at the moment focus on the lecture. And Pooja ma'am, I'm sure you also can use it for your planning and diary purposes. Yeah, Itesh, again, thank you so much for helping everybody. Okay, so we will duplicate this, because I'll tell you why I'll duplicate that. I think I'll duplicate that because that's the second thing I taught you. Yeah, that's the second thing I taught you, drawing a straight line. So first thing we studied, that was a free tool. Was the second thing, straight line. And I also taught you about the eraser. Please don't call it rubber. It's not rubber, it's eraser. Yeah, please use correct words. Remember, you always can drag this. You can drag this and the box is done. That's it, guys. And you can lock it so that it won't move. So that's our second point. Now, another thing I want to share with you is, you said that, sir, you will tell me that, sir, you said that it can be used as a notebook. But then the thing is, why don't we see the lines there? Well, I'll show you how you can see the lines there, okay? Everybody is happy. Vyang, thank you so much. Keep watching. You'll learn more features. You'll totally fall in love with this man, whether that is chess or academics. You see here, guys, there is this backgrounds button here where my mouse is hovering right now. So if you click on that, you have 6 different options to choose. If people over here are big fan of using dark background, and you select this, and look, voila, what happened? Everything just turned black, man. Everything just turned black, and whatever was written in black turned white. So if you are a big fan of black background, you have actually just gotten yourself a nice kind of a light board, black board, whatever board you want to call that. Instead of plain white, now you change that and it became complete black. So if you are a lover of that black background, well, this feature is for you. Okay, Vyang says the background is just perfect for me. However, Vyang, before you jump to any conclusion, let me show you. This was what we were using, the plain white. Okay, now look at the next one. If you are doing math, if you are doing math, believe me, you will now fall into love with this. These are perfectly square things. You will love this, guys. Is this a cool feature or what? You actually get the squares, and not just get the squares, you can actually change the size of the squares. I'll show you how you do that. So if you are dealing with math, and we have some students at Vaidya who are in the 5th standard, and maybe they want to practice handwriting, then this is something that you can use. Okay, so let me show you how you resize. You go to the background again, and you see this grid size. You see this grid size button here. You can drag this, and now you can see that the squares are enlarging, and you can similarly drag it backward, pull it towards that, and then it becomes smaller. The squares become smaller or larger. You have this feature of dragging it. I'm sure that you see it perfectly on the screen. Some comments on that. Now, if you are wondering, sir, that's all cool, but what about still about the notebook? Well, this third feature is for you then. Now you can see that you have a perfect register kind of a feel. I would love some comments for sure now. This has now become a perfect notebook here. It's all single line notebook now. Some comments, guys. So if you really wanted that notebook kind of a feel, then you perfectly get this setup where you can actually write it as if you were writing on the notebook. And remember, you can always change the font size, so you can make the fonts sit on the line perfectly, and it will give you the impression that you actually wrote it. How cool is that? Without the stylus, I'm saying, you can go ahead and type it. Okay, so you can use the math for the math. Okay, and by the way, since Vihang said that something in black is always his first choice, so you can use it for black as well. Okay, so sure, the black background can be used for graph. And Vihang, talking of graph, you will be stunned to see what this application offers as far as graph is concerned. Just, I've not even started with a math tool. That's why I'm saying that today's lecture is damn useful for chess and for your studies both, because even chess notes can be made very nicely. I've not even started talking about math, about copying images. Wait for that to happen. Meanwhile, what I want to show you guys is that Vyang will be happy to know that the same features apply for black as well. So Vyang, now this should be something for you. See now what has happened here? It's the black background, but like a notebook. So same thing with white is what you have now with black over here. Okay, there's no doubt about that. Also, even the same thing for black can be done as far as the square are concerned. Rayansh, watch this. Now what has happened is everything now in black has become square. So you can go ahead and do your math if you love the black thing. Okay. Somebody, Mohit Patel, is asking a very important question. I don't even know why Jay is answering that, because it is on the screen. Jay, don't waste your time answering something that is crystal clear, is already mentioned on the board with capital letters, and still Mohit asks this question is a big LOL. The first point is free. I don't know what he's asking about. So Vyang, I hope that was something that made you happy. Even with the black, you have this square one as well. Now Rayan says, okay, I will still choose white. I like the white background. Okay, so be it. What else do you do with this? Okay, now let's see what other features you have. First of all, you know that it is auto saved, but where are they saved? You need to learn that now. So let me hover my mouse. You will see here that there is this thing called documents. Guys, I want your active participation in the chat. So if you see what I am doing, just type it, okay? Just type this. Please remember this, okay? Don't type whiteboard, it is open board. Hitesh, you want to retract that message. Please retract that, not whiteboard. You have to type open board. The heading is what you type, not whiteboard. You will get Microsoft whiteboard otherwise. I'm not talking about Microsoft whiteboard. I'm talking about open board, the way I have typed it. Okay. So we were talking about where the documents are saved, and the thing is this one, documents over here. If you click on documents, now you see what happened there. Yeah, that is where your documents are saved. Now I want to show you. You see this Vaidya's chess hub here? Yeah, there you go. If I click on that, there you go. Destroying the defender, annotated miniatures. Guys, I'm sure you see them on your screen now. You see how I made those PDFs and those notes for you that you have on the Telegram channel? Man, all those were done using the OpenBoard. We did a lecture on the double check, if you remember. You had this beautiful creation. Let me just open one window for you just to show you how I did that. So this is how it opens in the OpenBoard. Now look at that. How cool is that? How cool is that? This is exactly what you had on the Telegram channel. Very, very important, guys. Very, very important. Please make sure that you use the link Jaya shared, but you do it later. First, listen to the lecture of how to use this. Otherwise, how will you create your notes? This is as far as the chess usage is concerned. All that you want. Vihang, sure, the seniority now can use it even better. How did I create this? We'll come back to that a little later, but you can see now I used the plain background for that. And the beautiful part was after I created this, I can actually, Vyang will understand this better, you can actually export it as a PDF. And that's why I was able to share that on Telegram channel as a PDF file, not just as a whiteboard copy. So when you open that on Telegram channel, it must have opened like the PDF. Now Jai with some reaction like, oh, this is how that happened. 100%. Okay, now let's talk about the other page that I had. Let's go back into the documents. Let's talk about this one. How cool was that? Everything using OpenBoard. Remember, move the king. When it's double check, there is only. So you can also create your own notes like this. Whatever, chess, academic, your planning, your diary, you can share this with your parents. Maybe they'll do a budget on this. You can share that with your parents. Rayansh, do share it. Jai also, they're into medical professions, their parents. Vyang, you can share this with your sis. She might have some projects, school projects. Your teacher will be impressed with this, man. You share with the teachers as well. All right, guys, let's go on and talk about some additional features. Let's take a look at this image that you see here. Now we'll come to that particular thing. Okay, I told you there is no separate save button, so you can go ahead and explore more. It automatically saved here. You can of course explore more, and later on if you have any doubts, you can always ask me after you download it today after this lecture. Now, let's talk about the images. What you will be very happy to know is you can simply get the images and drag and drop it here. And Rayansh is right that there are many different applications of this software and I'm going to use it. Yeah, sure, go ahead. All the best, Rayansh. Let me go back to our blank one. I was talking about this blank one, guys. We're doing this blank one. Let's and see how easy it is. Again, I'm going to use this hand icon to drag it so that you can see the borders clearly. Guys, you should see the borders here, okay? Vyang, one more thing what you would love about this is that you would have two sizes, how you can make your notes. So you can make notes in the 16 by 9 size or also the 4 by 3 size. Now, normally when you use the PowerPoint, I'm sure you guys have used PowerPoint for your school projects sometime. The one that you have on the screen is the 16 by 9 size. And the other one is your portrait or landscape. You know, you have those two modes. I'll show you where that can be done. You go here in the OpenBoard and down there you will see the page size. And now you can see that this is wide size is currently selected. So you have the tick mark here. That's 16:9. And the regular size is 4 by 3. So you can select what appeals to you, what you want. I prefer wide size because that's perfectly what your PowerPoint size is. Okay. I hope you've made a note of that, Vihang. Okay. Very cool feature that. Harsh Koth, please comments. College students also. Make the most of this lecture. Now talking about images, it's a time now for me to tell you how you can add pages. If you want to go to some other page, what do you do? But before that, let's complete our notes. What were the other points I discussed with you? We talked about it being free. We talked about the straight line. We talked about the third point, which was auto save. Everything becomes auto save. We did talk about one more thing, and what was that one more thing? The backgrounds. We did talk about the backgrounds, guys. There are 6 different backgrounds to choose from. The black and the white background, the square, the ruled book, everything. And of course, that is customizable. You can go ahead and select the grid size. What else did we talk about? We talked about the pen color and everything, selection of pen color, and the use of the hand icon to drag and drop. The other thing that we did is we learned how to select the page size. I told you there was 16 by 9 possibility. The other option is the 4 by 3 portrait landscape. We talked about that. Well, now we are going to actually go ahead and see what you can do about the images. So adding images. Let's talk now about that part, adding images. That will be, I think, point number 7 there. Yeah, that's going to be point number 7. So now let's talk about adding images. How do you do that? How do you add images? It is extremely easy to add images. In fact, I bet, currently being a teacher myself, I've gone through so many different whiteboard applications. This one is the best, simply the best as far as getting images is concerned. I want to show you just how you are going to do that. What you can do is, whatever images you have on the computer, first let's talk about the images that you have, and then later on you can learn. I will teach you how you can get the images from Wikipedia or your project or whatever it is that you are going to use it for. So whatever images that you have on your computer, you need to get it in the OpenBoard folder. When you download OpenBoard, what is going to happen is your computer will create the OpenBoard folder automatically. Get your images into the OpenBoard, and then you can simply drag and drop it here. I'm going to show you right now by adding my own image here, and you will love how easy it is. So let me go to the right hand side here and click this. You see that there was a small button here. My mouse is hovering over there. You better show some activity in the chat, guys, so that I know that you're understanding everything that I'm sharing right now. Pooja ma'am, even you. So when you click on this, this will open up, and here you have all the different applications. Now I'm going to click on pictures. You will see that you have this pictures here. By the way, you can again resize this the way you want it, and so that you make those icons big or small. You can drag and drop this here. You see what I'm doing here? Now I'm going to click on pictures here. I'm going to click on pictures, and in the pictures you can see that I have got myself created folders, and you have got something called as my pics. So these are my pics here. Your very own beloved Ameya sir is right here. Now what I can do is, look how easy it is and how cool it is. I'm just going to get my chess image, and I'm just going to drag it here. Voila, there it is. Ameya sir right into that page. Again, you can go ahead and resize it the way you want it. Maybe you want it a little more like a portrait thing. You can go about fine-tuning the size, position it wherever you want it, and then you can lock it. Remember this feature? You can just go ahead and lock it, and now this image will not move. Now, how cool was that? So when you have the images, we are talking about the images that you can already save in your computer, then get into the OpenBoard, and when you are making your notes, you can simply drag those images and they get to the page. That is the one awesome thing about this. No exercise necessary, but just make sure that the images are saved in the OpenBoard. Then you can easily just drag and drop like this and resize it. Okay, point number one. This was about the image that you already had on the computer. But what if you want to select another image, let's say from the Wikipedia? Okay, what you need to do, and now this is very important that you listen to this properly, because I'll tell you the reason. Okay, because now you will need to pay attention at what icon I'm going to click. Now we will talk about how to get the image from Wikipedia. Now to go ahead and do that, I have something interesting for you. Let's say I want to go to Leeches and get the diagram image. Let's do that first. We'll do the Wikipedia later. Let's say it's a chess lecture anyway, so let's use it for chess first. We are learning the academic part anyway, is it not? So the thing is, let's go to this Leeches app. Let me show you. Now I have the Leeches app open here, and do I have the Leeches app open here? I think, yeah, I have the Leeches app open here. Yeah, let's say I have a diagram. Yeah, I have this particular diagram here. Now I want to make sure that, let's say I want to copy the diagram. Now what you do is you simply go ahead and select this icon here called show desktop. Guys, I'm saying it again, pay attention here, and don't get messy in the chat. Okay, you have to click on this icon, show desktop. The moment you click on that, now you will not see that because I'm recording it, and we are using the OBS. But when you later download it, when you click on that show desktop, you will actually see whatever windows are open on your screen, and then you can simply cut that particular part of the image that you want from Wikipedia or Leeches or whatever it is that you want, and simply add it to the page, and you will have it on this page. So I'm going to do exactly that. I'll demonstrate how I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm going to click on show desktop. I'm going to click on the image on the Leeches. Don't worry what you see. Okay, don't worry about what you see. I'm going to select the Leeches image, and I'm going to click on add to page, and voila, there you go, we have it. Again, you can resize it. Look how easy it was. I just went to the Leeches window that was open on my computer. Although you did not see that, I had my Leeches window open. So I hope you've got some idea. My Leeches window was already open. All I did was clicked on that show desktop icon that I showed you. I went to Leeches window. Then I just selected a part of the screen capture. You can manually select that, whatever part you want to select, and add it to the page, and it comes to your open board. Now, how cool is that feature? Which means that, let's say if you were going to do some science notes. Now let's talk about the science note. But before that, I want to show something cool before we go to that science notes and thing. Let's say now this board looks very dull because there is no background. Guys, this board does look dull because there is no background, is it not? Let's use the highlighter like I did on the PDF notes that I shared on the Telegram. What you can nicely do here is use the highlighter option to give it like a background color. You will see on OpenBoard that there is this option here with a highlighter. This yellow color stick is your highlighter. I repeat, the yellow color stick here is your highlighter. You can select that, select the color you want to use. Let's say I want to use the red color, and then select the size over here. You can see I'm hovering on the top here, the size of the highlighter. And then when I'm happy, I just go ahead and draw a nice border here for my board. And now you will see that the highlighter actually has, made use of the board also. Now you will say, sir, but then the highlighter has gone over the board. No problem. Now watch. Now watch the fun. You select this, and you can actually use this button to send the highlighter in the background. And now watch what has happened, guys. If you just see what has happened there, the highlighter that was actually coming on top of the board, I've sent it as a background. And now our chessboard does not look dull. I've just beautifully added a background there. Now it looks like there was this red square, and I've put the chessboard on the red square in the background. How beautiful is that? This is just remarkable. You can use that with the mouse as well. No need to use a stylus. You can do that with your mouse as well. Hitesh, you can type that they can do it with the mouse as well. No need to have a stylus. So this is absolutely a cool feature. Another nice thing is you can group them. Okay, you can group them. What do I mean by that? Now we did this using this particular tool, which was the highlighter, is it not? But now if I go back to the board, the highlighter will move. You see, now this part of highlighter has moved, is it not? So that's not what we want. That's not what we want. Now what you can do is, I actually, let's say what I can do is select this particular thing, and then I can maybe just drag my mouse here, and it gives me this particular button here, triangle, shapes and shapes, which is actually nothing but group. If I select this, it becomes a group. And now what has happened, guys, is that this whole thing with the highlighter has become one thing. So you can reduce the size, and now even the highlighter will move with the board. The highlighter will not move separately. The highlighter will move with the board. Now, how cool a feature is that? So you have just grouped it and it moves together. Again, whenever you're happy with the position, just make sure that you lock it, and then nothing is going to move after that. Now I was talking about creating some science notes. So now I'm going to show you how you can add to the pages. You can add pages. You see here at the top, there is this particular button here that says with a green plus button, add pages. So I'm going to click on add pages, and a new blank board will open. Again, I'll use the hi-fi kind of the icon there, hand icon, and I can make sure that the border is visible to me. Now I can start working on this like a new page, a brand new page. And I'm going to make the page just like your notebook. So let me get the lines here. And now this looks exactly like your school book, your school notebook, literally. And now let's say you were creating your science notes. As an example, let's say you are creating your science notes. Now what can you do? Let's say you have the PDF copy of your textbook. Now you know nowadays, whatever your standard, whatever your textbook, you have the PDF copy of your textbook. Or even if not, that's not possible, from Wikipedia, you can get the image. Let's say you were making your notes about heart as an organ, okay? You were supposed to write an answer in detail or some science project about the human heart or something like that. Now what you can do is you can have the image of the heart. I already showed you how you can copy that, is it not? Show desktop, go to that particular textbook or Wikipedia thing where you have the human heart diagram, and you can add it to the page here. Another thing is you have this feature inside the OpenBoard where in the images, yeah, this particular thing, you remember this particular button, this will be at the side. You click this and you will come here. Now you have this here at the bottom called as web search. You have this option here, web search. So if you click on web search, you already have a site called Pixabay. You already have a site called Pixabay. And Pixabay is where you can get free images to use. Free, no copyrights, okay? Now, if you type something as heart diagram, look at that, I'm typing it, okay? I'm typing heart diagram. You can immediately see that there are images free for you to use. Free for you to use. There is no copyright or something, okay? Pixabay is a good site to use, but I'm saying you can get it from your textbook. Now that is a better idea because you are going to make notes from your textbook. Why will you use any other image? But I'm just giving you a sample of how easy it is to get it done on this particular OpenBoard app. Now you have the diagram right there on in your notebook. You can just increase the size to your likings, make it as big as you want, no problem there. You can position it, and let's say you can lock this particular image. Done. You have a big heart kind of a thing here. Now you can start typing. So you can again select this. You can give it the heading like human heart, and you don't want to have this particular font, which is the handwritten font. I've already talked about that. So you'll double select this, go to the font, and maybe select a nice font for yourself. which actually looks like the heading. It should look like a heading, is it not? So go ahead, and that's your heading. So the font size is changed. You can align that. And now you can actually create your own notes. Please let me know, guys. You let me know that this is the particular thing that you've understood, because then only you can make your notes. Today's lecture is about how you can use this, whether you want to make notes for chess, whether you want to make notes for academics, whatever purpose you want to use it for. Once and for all, especially during this COVID-19 times, and just for your own self-study, this is very important. So now what you can see is that you have this human heart here. Then again, what you can do is type some information that you want, and you can also draw arrows. Now let me show you how you can draw arrows here. So you have again got to go to this particular button here where you go into this images. You remember this button? Now you should remember this, because now that's the third time I'm going over there. Third time, yeah? Now you see that there is this shapes here. So when you click on that, you have all these shapes that you can use. Just imagine that, guys. Just imagine that. All the shapes. Now the diagram of the heart over here is already labeled, but let's see. I want to use this arrow, okay? Now let's say that the diagram was not labeled. You can use this particular arrow here. And let's say this is the one you want to use. You can lock that. Now get yourself some typing tool, and you can type this as iota. I'm sure in the heart, human heart, you've studied this thing. It's called the iota, is it not? Again, go back to the font that you want. You can select the font, and you can select maybe the blue color, because normally you use it as a pen. And there you have it. Position it exactly where you want it. Now forget the fact that this diagram was already labeled. But then, if it was not labeled already, Jai, are you getting this? Pooja ma'am, are you getting this? Purvesh, that's fantastic, is it not? So imagine how beautiful it looks. So you have the shape. So if you are doing math, you can use the ready-made shapes to study or draw objects or something like that. Now, arrows is also what I showed you, and also how you can go about typing this. Jai, this is so important. Share this with your parents as well, Jai. Okay, so this was about adding images. I also showed you how you type with the chess thing and how you can use it. Now imagine if you are doing something about the map of India. So what you can do is you can have the particular textbook selected. Now you all should know that all your textbooks are there in the PDF file. You can ask your teachers about it, and then you can get the map of India and work independently. Let's say now this was a science project. Now let's do a geography project. Okay, let's say I was studying Maharashtra maybe. Okay, let's say I wanted to study about Maharashtra. You remember this add a page button? I'm going to select this. So now I have a new page here. Guys, remember where all the pages get saved? Documents, auto save. You see this? I showed you this one first. Then we talked about the human heart. And now we have a blank page again. And this time we are going to do a geography project. I'll show you a very nice thing about the geography project. And I'm going to show you this web option that you see here at the top. If I use this web option, actually I go into this Google thing. Now you won't see that, but I definitely see that. When you download it, you will see that. Okay, you can click on that particular Google or web icon, and now what is going to happen is it will take you to whatever it is that you want to search. And let's say what I have decided to search is the map of Maharashtra. That's what I had decided to search. Now I have gotten there. You won't see it, don't worry. Even if you don't see it, you don't have to worry about a thing. I am just showing you how to use this. When you download it, you will get it. And voila, look at what has happened, guys. Again, just like I copied my chess diagram, I have actually visited the Google image. In your case, you will actually go to your PDF textbook copy. I use that for English a lot. My English textbooks are in a PDF format, guys. I do that. And so now here I am back to our open board, and now I have the map of Maharashtra here. And let's say again, I can talk about the districts in Maharashtra. This is more or less the districts of Maharashtra. So you can talk about the Konkan region, draw arrows, everything with it. Before we go ahead any further, I cannot stop without talking about the mathematics tool. Rayansh, you said you'll use the white background for mathematics. You are the one who will fall in love with this next tool. I'm going to again click on add pages. I've come to a blank page here. Jai, you will also probably love this. You go into this particular app again and you go to applications. You will see that you have a protractor here. You have a ruler here. You can draw straight lines here. You can increase and decrease the size. Don't they exactly look like your mathematics tool? But for a change, you know what? You can reduce the size and you can get this done. You can actually draw this. So let's say I want to draw the angle here. So I'll select here. And then let's say I want to draw the angle. So what can I do here? Let's say I'll use this particular feature. Let me use this, or do I use the pen tool for that? Let's use this. Guys, let me just give me a moment. I'm just going to see how I'm going to use it here. Okay, I am reducing the size here. I want to reduce the size. Yeah, okay, there you go. So now this one is a 50-degree angle. So I can go ahead and draw a 50-degree angle here. Or I can measure the angle. That's what the protector is there for, right? There you go. So the sky is the limit with which you can use this. This looks exactly like your mathematics tool. And of course, you are 21st century students. You can go ahead and use it the way you want. And I was talking to Vihang earlier about why the graph is so useful. You can see here that you have this particular graph paper as well. Let me go ahead again and select a new page. By the way, oh, let me show you another thing. Oh, you have a compass here. How can I forget that? Okay, wait a minute. Let me reduce this particular scale size. By the way, you can flip the scale the way you want, the horizontal scale or whatever it is. You can draw a straight line with it. I told you already, the protector. Again, you can reduce the size here. I'll keep it here. Let's use the compass, guys. You'd love this. Drawing. Now, this is your compass. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the radius. You all know that there is this radius. Let's say I want to draw a circle with 5 centimeter radius. Or let's make it 7, let's say, because that will look nice. Now this is 7 centimeters. I've adjusted that to 7. You can see it on your screens now. And actually now I'm happy with this. Now I'm actually going to draw a circle here. Oh, it goes beyond that. it went beyond the board, but you can position the compass wherever you want it, and that actually draws a nice compass with the radius that you want, and also the color with which you want. Remember, we had selected the blue color. It works well with the mouse. Again, I'm saying that you don't need you don't need the mouse stylus for that. It works with the mouse also. Pooja ma'am thinks is very interesting. And also, I will remind you that you can select the color you want. Okay. The web thing is what I just explained, Vihang. You can go ahead and click on web. Vihang, what happens is, then you go to the site and you can go to Wikipedia. You know, our school teachers give us the projects. You can get images from Wikipedia. Then you can actually select only the portion that you want. Vihang, you can clip the portion that you want once you visit that site. And then you can actually put that or add that image directly on the page here. That automatically, and that's why I did the science earlier. Maybe Vyang missed the last two. Let me just take that back for Vyang. Vyang, I got this one using that Google thing. I hope you can see it here. Vyang, we did this, and I also talked about how we can put the heading, draw arrows, use shape. Also, we did this one. This was for the state or district of Maharashtra. I went into the Google thing. Now, can we can we open videos in OpenBoard? Yes, we can open videos in OpenBoard as well. Guys, I think the time is running out. I have only 10 minutes. So we will continue with this some other time. But I'm just going to share a few more tips with you. We are talking about mathematics here. And I just managed to show you how beautifully you selected the math tool. By the way, if you click on this erase button, there's this erase button at the top, everything will be gone. Okay, you can just make sure that everything just vanishes. That's it. You just don't want anything there. The math tool, of course, you need to click the cross, but everything that is there will be gone. Let me just resize this maybe. Can I resize this or something? Okay, let's go to the next page. Let's not waste time here. I was about to show you another feature. Yeah, over here you have, and Vyang will love this feature. If you are somebody who wants to keep a track, like for example, we now only have got, we use it for English lectures. Itesh knows about this feature. Now we have 9 minutes for the lecture to end. If you are working on your project, you can actually always make use of this clock. Drag and drop this clock, and boy, now you have a clock, and it tells me that, sir, you have 9 minutes remaining. We have to stop at 7, and this clock stays here. Again, you can, of course, go ahead and position it anywhere you want, but I'll probably want it here at the top right, and you can, again, lock this. So this stays on your screen, and you know that there is this clock option which will move. You can continue with your work, but instead of looking at the desktop all the time, you have this good, cool, classic analog clock that tells you how much time you had at hand while you work on your project. You can continue working on your project. No need to get out. Okay. Similarly, what can be done here? Let me show you some other features. Guys, there is this cool calculator feature as well. So no need to separately go and get a calculator. Just drag and drop. You'll have this calculator feature here as well. So whatever it is you want to do, 789 plus 1. Don't need a calculator for that. But anyway, 790. 790 it is. Calculator is working. Guys, we don't need a calculator for that. But just I was trying to show you. Vihang, now this should impress you. Watch this, man. This is a graph thing. OMG. Now I'm going to leave the rest to you, Vihang. Look at how the graph is open. You explain x is equal to 4, y is equal to 2, the Cartesian equations. Vihang, you know what I'm talking about. Talking of graph, forget that square notebook for mathematics. You actually have a graph option here. Even the juniors, the CBSE guys. Okay. Come on, guys. You know what I'm talking about. You have this graph and you can put this into the equations, whatever your teacher gives you. You'll actually generate a graph depending on whatever equation you put here. I'm going to leave it to Vyang and probably he'll explore it in detail later. How cool is that feature? You can actually, so let's say x is equal to 4 or whatever it is that you want to draw. Let me put this here. Can I do that? X is equal to 4. Can I do that here? Okay, now it says that invalid expression. You need to put it according to the formula. I think you can put it according to the formula. Simple graph. What is it? Cartesian graph. X is equal to 4. Oh, let's see. I can put it as bracket, is it not? So let's say sine. I want to put it at sine 0. Let's put it at sine 0. We can add. There you go. Now you see here sine is equal to 0 graph. Of course, these are advanced mathematical operations, but then you can always explore this more and see how it can be useful for you at your school level. You don't have to go into the ultra details. Nonetheless, this is an awesome tool. Okay, moving on to something else. Let me go to the next page. I'm simply adding pages here, okay? Okay. Guys, now I have this feature called embed anything. So Vyang, you would love this. Watch what it says. Watch what it says. So over here, you can actually, Jai would love this. Jai, get any code here and put the coding here. Nobody will be happier than Jay at the moment. Embed anything. Jay, embed anything. So get the code here. You type the code here and that will open up in the OpenBoard page. Okay. That is absolutely amazing, and I expected Jay's reaction to be something like that. It says embed anything. Just put that code there and it will open, I promise. Okay. Let's cancel this. One more thing. Many more things, in fact. You all know how to use Wikipedia, right? So let me use this Wikipedia here. Let me open the Wikipedia. Now, this will open up Wikipedia here. And let's say you want to do research on owls. So I have typed the word owl here. And you will see immediately what has happened here is there is information about owl. Let's say your school teacher gave you the project about owls. And now you know that you normally, you rely on your Wikipedia. So this is another thing you can do. You can actually directly open Wikipedia using this. Let's say your teacher gave you a project on owl. Now, watch this, guys. Watch this. I am now going to disable my webcam for a little time. You see, there is this option with scissors, this pair of scissors with the screen here, where my mouse is hovering right now. Just check that out. Now, what I can do is, I can click on this, and I can actually go ahead and select the part that I want, and add that to the page, and I can then go ahead and close this Wikipedia. You see, I've just copied this beautiful owl image simply by going into the Wikipedia and whatever it is that I searched using that Wikipedia. Now, how cool is that? You just got yourself a beautiful image here. You just copied that part, whatever you wanted, guys. You just copied that part from Wikipedia, whatever part you selected, and you got yourself this beautiful owl image here. That's it. Use it for your project. Similarly, when you go to Wikipedia for poets, writers, scientists, Albert Einstein, you go to Wikipedia, you get their image. Come on, you can just select the portion that you want and you can actually insert it here. Similarly for chess, if you wanted Vishwanathan Anand, let's do that. Okay, let's get rid of this and let us deal with, again, let's go to Wikipedia. Let's say we wanted about Vishwanathan Anand. I'm going to select Wikipedia again. This time I'm going to type Vishy Anand. Okay, you type that, you'll have first information about Grandmaster Vishwanathan Anand. Okay, I'm going to scroll that. And by the way, we are talking about Vishwanathan Anand, Wikipedia. Yes. Okay, so Vishwanathan Anand, there you have it. The legendary, our idol is here. Now you are doing a project on Vishwanathan Anand. Let's say, what do? Again, I'm going to disable my webcam here. Yes. You see that there is a screen and there is a scissors. So I'm also going to show you how you can select a paragraph. So let's say you wanted this whole paragraph from here for your project. You can select that particular paragraph. Let's say you wanted only this part. You can see the selection and you can add that to the page. And then you have now that particular part. You can cross this. You now already know how to get the image, is it not? I've already showed you that. There you go. Now you have that part. That's it. So not just the image, but you also now have whatever part that you copied, you have that here for your usage. This is incredible. So there are so many other things you can do with this guy. I think I was able to share a lot of things with you. And you can, by the way, how you can go ahead and save this is auto save. But how you export it as a PDF? That's the last thing I'm going to show you before we end this particular lecture. Guys, on the top here, you see that there are the documents. You go into the documents. And now here, Vihang, this is important. Okay, so this is all that you studied in this lecture today. Look, all the pages that we created are here. You can see the thumbnail of all the pages that we studied today. So Vihang and others, how are you going to export that? You see that there is this export button here, the pink color button. You can click on this, and then it asks, do you want to export it as PDF? Look at that. Do you want to export it as PDF? I'm not going to do that, but you can do that. And then what happens is you will have all of it exported as PDF file. So you can get it on the mobile. Once you get it on the PDF, you can work and make your notes. Once your notes are ready, chess, academic, whatever it is, export that as PDF, and then you can share it. You can use it. You can have separate folders for every subject. You can have one separate dedicated folder. Whoa, I've talked a lot today. Feel like talked a lot. It is exactly 7. So we will stop for now, but do type your messages. What was the best part? How did you find this tool? It is absolutely free. Please remember, it is OpenBoard. And Jay, you should type the link one more time. I think you should type this link one more time. People are saying, OMG. I think Hitesh also has understood a few more things. Yeah, sure, 100%. And this is absolutely amazing. I'm happy that I could share this with you. You can use it for chess, and you can also use it for English. Okay, it was great, and Jai would probably love to work with that. I have not used that embed feature a lot, Jai, but you can use it 100%. Let me know how it was. Jai has shared the link again. That's here in the chat. Go ahead and use openboard.ch. It is 100% free. I hope that you will enjoy using it. Bye bye.